1, 2, 3, you put your eyes on me. 5, 5, 6, and my feelings are mixed. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the signs. 10, kiss me in the rain. 1, 2, 3, you're too blind to see. 4, 5, 6, 8, I'm taking the risk. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the line. 10, kiss me in the rain. Children, we're just children. Children, we're just children. Play with me, I'll play with you. I just want us to be true. Tell me that you love me too. Or just give me a clue. Give me a clue. We're just children. We're just children. Children, children. One, 2, 3, you put your eyes on me. 5, 5, 6, and my feelings are mixed. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the signs. 10, kiss me in the rain. 1, 2, 3, you're too blind to see. 4, 5, 6, 8, I'm taking the risk. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the line. 10, kiss me in the rain. Children, we're just children. Children, we're just children. Play with me, I'll play with you. I just want us to be true. Tell me that you love me too. Or just give me a clue. Give me a clue. We're just children. We're just children. Children, children. 1, 2, 3, you put your eyes on me. 5, 5, 6, and my feelings are mixed. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the signs. 10, kiss me in the rain. 1, 2, 3.
So here we are on board the Mercedes with Wamski as he crosses the line heading down into turn 1 just before the curb. A little dab on the brakes, guiding the car nicely around turn 1 just after the 100-meter boards here. Heavy on the brakes, avoiding that inside curb as best as you can. It'll throw you out onto that wall. The walls are notoriously brutal in Baku. Up ahead, heavy braking zone just after the 100-meter boards, avoiding the inside curb here as well. It'll throw you out into the wall. 50-meter boards, a little dab on the brakes, skimming that curb to help your car around. Coming into 5 and 6, I believe. Navigate it nicely. That curb on the right is really brutal this year. It'll really throw your car off. And then coming into the most difficult section of Baku is the castle section. Just after the black box here is roughly your brake zone, dropping it down to 3rd, guiding it up nicely, then a little dab again to just drag that car around, not running too wide, not too wide like that. It'll invalidate your lap, but still nicely navigated by Wamski. A little bit of a breather here as we're heading into this next difficult brake zone. Easy to lock up here. Sometimes some drivers will cut over that curb. I don't know how they get away with it, but they do. 100-meter board again. All the hard work is pretty much done by this stage. You just have these two beautiful sweeping lefts and rights, and some people say these curbs will throw your car off this year. But yes, heading down into the final stretch, the most popular overtaking zone, obviously DRS activated. Wamski crosses the line, and that completes a lap of Baku with a 1:38.2.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Season 7 of SLR Tier 2. Today we're in Azerbaijan, the Baku City circuit, which is the second longest circuit on the current F1 calendar. My name is Wamski, and joining by myself in the commentary booth is Ocean Chief. Welcome Ocean Chief.
Hello Wamski, glad to join you today. Look forward to this one.
Looking forward as well. So yesterday's race was very interesting. Are we going to expect the same thing?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we've had a couple of races this week, and we saw 2S Tier 3 as well. Lots of safety cars seem to be the theme, but it's hard. It's hard for these guys when they're looking at strategies. They're going to be thinking there's definitely going to be safety cars, and usually that's when there's no safety cars. But I don't think that rule applies to Baku. I think there will be safety cars, so I think it's worth making a gamble on strat and possibly on fuel load. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I mean, we've got a lot of fast guys on the board today, and the reserves for today are Tilda from Tier 4. We have Keyboard Gammon from Tier 3, the guy who drives on the keyboard, and Tipsy Bob, of course, who's a reserve driver. So yes, those will be rubbing shoulders with the likes of X Crystal, Sahi Nidas, Ace Boy, D. I mean, the list goes on. Tier 2 really is full of killers.
Yep. So, the current Drivers' Championship right now is Legend is leading the championship by 50 points, with Hudim being right behind him with 44 points, and Crystal being in 3rd. If Hudim can overtake Legend today, he may be leading the championship, but who knows? We're about to find out today in Baku. So currently we have Vicky, who's the first person to be in front in qualifying on medium tyres. Going to the castle section right now. Going smoothly in the castle section with risking it all.
Yeah, these guys are probably going to be wanting to put a banker lap on the board, so not going too crazy in the castle section there, as you know yourself, it's very easy to be the I am stupid meme.
Yep.
And send it into the wall, which of course you don't want to do on your first run and knock yourself out of the standings altogether and start this race at the back.
Yeah, you want to watch out for the curbs in the castle section, because if you make one mistake, then you're either going to spin out or hit the wall, and you don't want to do that.
Yeah,
is pinned in, so
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to do the lap. And another tour guy has retired, and that is right before the castle section. And it seems like he spun and hit the wall. So that is unfortunate for him, but we have a fastest lap so far, and Tumultuous with the fastest lap again. 138.4 on the soft tyres.
Oh, that's a good lap from Hoodham, yeah. Another tall. Oh, Joel is out as well. Joel, just after Castle, I believe.
Yeah, that's after Castles.
So another tall guy didn't make it quite as far as Castle section, and Joel just about survived, but unfortunately came out. It was spat out the other end, and is now DNF'd. Will be starting at the back with another tall guy.
Yep. People need to watch out before and after castle section. It's the most difficult part of the track, in my opinion, because you can easily spin out.
Yeah, I'm just looking in chat. We've got Julian Altana, who is a bit of a street circuit specialist, as we saw last Monaco in Tier 1. Great win from him there. He is cheering on his man Crystals. Also got Danny in chat. Team Penny. Pemmy is going strong there. So plenty of support in chat for these drivers.
Yep, and Legend gets the fastest up on medium tyres with a 138.4.
Oh,
That's interesting.
seeing a tire lying in the middle of the road just after Castle section. I think that's the remains of Joel's car.
Yep. As Keep
R.I.P.
Gammon is making his way to the finish line, and he's gonna get a 140.1. That takes him to P11. I said this before, but if you're playing on the keyboard, I gotta give you a lot of respect, because in my opinion, based on the keyboard is very hard.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm a bit demoralized right now because that was my quality time in Tier 4. The keyboard magazine has just put on the board as a banker lap. Legend though, with his 30.4, that's a very fast lap time, and that's on mediums, which is crazy to think. I mean, I can't get anywhere near that on soft tires, but he set that time on mediums and went P1, so he's really laid the gauntlet down here. He's really got the upper hand, as everybody's going to have to up their game. Starting on mediums really does give him a huge advantage in tire strat.
It really does. Even I can't do that time on mediums, only on softs. But with the game changes recently, I don't think I'll be able to do it again. As 4 gets a fastest sector 1. Onto the caster section, he takes that nicely and smooth. Going on to the... I don't know what we call it. I thought we call it that esport corner? The esport turn?
Oh yeah, with the curb, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite tricky in this version of the game. I don't think many drivers are choosing to cut it this time around.
Yep. Ball going past the chicane on sector 3 and now into the long straight. Gonna get that DRS enabled. Let's see what time he's gonna get. And he gets a 140.1.
Hey, that's respectable. Yeah.
Yep.
P11, which is not a bad place to start the race. You can go for that alternate strategy then. Medium softs. 4 as well, it's worth mentioning, just joined there mid-quali. He's another reserve. He's from Tier 4, finished P2 in his race in Baku. So yeah, this guy has got good pace. Good to see how he does against Tier 2 guys. And Kurtz as well, full-time driver in Tier 2, has joined the session there a bit late, but he's on track at the minute in the Haas. And he's on mediums actually, so he's going to go for a medium run as his first run.
As Vicky gets a P4 with a time of 139.1. That was a good lap by him.
Yeah, it just kind of really reiterates how fast Legends lap on the mediums is. I mean, I already see guys in chat yelling line off or out. Yeah.
I mean, it's, you know, from tier 2 to tier 4, you know, with the assist on, you know, it's what people prefer to drive. If they're good and fast with the assist on, then it's good for them.
Yeah.
Whereas with tier 1, it's all about the competition with no assist.
Yeah, Legend does take a lot of flack in the chat there, but he does take it well. He takes it on the chin, so fair play to him. But yeah, Kurt's on this hot lap now. He's on these mediums. I think he is one of these guys who struggles in quali usually, but in race he does tend to make his way through the field. Seen some very, very good drives from Kurt over the past few seasons. And he gets the back end almost rubbing with the wall there. I'm sure he left his mark. Oh, and he definitely left a mark on that wall. So Kurt's struggling on this medium run. May choose to not actually set this lap and just come in. I might actually have damage, and I'm not sure. We can't see any visual damage there, but as you know, there could be lime green damage, which is very significant in this game.
It sure is, and the lime green damage does give you a lot of understeer, which can be annoying for the drivers, but it is what it is. We can't really do anything about it.
Yep, Kurt's making his way through the penultimate. And another big. He's leaving his mark all over this track. Kurt was here in
I guess
rubber.
it's fastest sector too.
Okay, I guess that's a fastest line through there then. Just wall ride a little bit, but thankfully he doesn't hit any walls coming out of the fast chicane, and really it's run down the line. Is he going to set this lap though, or is he going to come in and put the sauce on? It looks like he is going to set the time. So let's see what he's got as he crosses the line. 39.9, not a bad lap, but not enough to get in the top 10. So I think we'll see Kurt put on the softs and come out, and he has time for at least one other run, maybe two. And did I see someone else just shoot up the ranks there? Was that Mali?
I believe so.
Actually, I think it was X Crystals on the mediums to set a 38.7, which is another very fast lap on these medium tires.
So
E4.
Oh, someone else gets the time, and he's. I'm gonna butcher the name. Akinidis.
Akinidis, yeah, the H is kind of silent. Yeah.
With a 138.6 on mediums. So the top three is looking very interesting.
Yeah, you can see there's a few heavyweights in this tier. Legend, Akinidis, and X Crystal seem to be the guys with the pace around here, flexing on the medium tires, able to beat a lot of soft runners, a lot of fast guys on softs here. So yeah, even P5 for Crystals is a very, very strong position for him to start from in the race on those mediums.
Yeah, literally, if you get a good position on medium tires, you're literally golden. And to find someone who's on the outlap or doing the time.
Just looking at chat here, there is a poll out, and looks like the winning vote is 4 DNFs for Baku. 53%, 40% think 8 will die in Baku, and 6% 2. And getting the least amount of votes is 0 DNFs, with 0%. No one voted. So everybody who voted thinks there will be carnage today.
Yep. I mean, we already have 2 DNFs from qualifying, so there is a chance there may be some DNFs.
Sweden on an outlap. Is he on? He's on medium, so he's going to try his best to beat his soft run, which is a very strong 38.4 on mediums. I mean, this is he's going to have to really milk as much as he can out of every single drop out of that car today.
Mali's doing outlap on soft tires, so he thinks he might be able to beat Legend's time, but who knows? Since he did a good run. Was on softs again, I believe. Yeah, Marty is gonna try softs again to beat his time on fresh new softs. So here this is gonna try as well on new softs to beat his medium time. So it's gonna get interesting right now with the top 5.
Yeah, and a Legend he's still in the pits, as is Sahinidis and Crystal, so are they waiting to the very last minute before going out on track on softs? And they may even abandon the soft run even if it's faster than their medium run, because like if Legend doesn't get beat right now, he can be pole on mediums, and that's going to be key. It's going to give him a huge advantage in the race on tire stress.
Yep, and Vicky gets second fastest of the time of 1:38.4 on the softs. So he's super close to Legend, and Legend is at a risk right now.
Yeah, and he's still in the pits as well. Hoodham out on track on softs. I think, yeah, Hoodham's on a run at the minute. Oh, he hits the wall again. Looks like he got away with it, but yeah, he's on a medium run here, and he's obviously pushing the car as much as he can here, but is he gonna push it over the limit? Nice and tidy through the fast chicane there. Oh, and he gets all loose coming out of that chicane. Back end wanting to go towards the wall, but he managed to save it. He's going through Castle now, and yeah, full commitment there. Full bit tentative, a little bit tentative. But looks nice and tidy through sector 3 here. Keeping an eye on his delta time for sector 2. I wonder if it's up or down. Through the penultimate lap. Oh, a nice line through there. A total commitment through the penultimate corner for Hoodham. And he is 1.9 off according to my delta. So this is going to be an abandoned run, I think.
Yeah.
He can, of course, he could go for another run on these mediums, but I'm not sure if he's going to want to opt for that. But Legend has remained in the pits. He's happy enough for that medium time. Sahinidis so and X Crystals both out on these soft tires. So really it's going to be a question of who on the soft tires can beat Legend's medium pool lap 38.4.
On board with Marty as he's on the last long straight, and he decides to bit in. So I believe he's going to stay in P5 unless somebody beats the time.
X Crystal starts his hot lap on the softs, and we know X Crystals is capable of getting it on pole. He's a very, very fast driver, but just struggles to get the time on the board, and when it counts in qualifying, we're seeing a lot of guys retiring from the session. But yeah, X Crystal's heading up to turn 3, breaking around about the 100-meter board, heavy braking, so want to carry as much speed as possible and get it into a straight line so you can get on the par as early as possible. And let's see his sector 1 time. How is he doing? Yeah, he's slightly up in his time, 0.3. So yeah, he's very capable here. He's on track to beat pole position here if he can just eke out as much as he can in this last sector. Well, he first has to make his way through Castle, of course, and again, full commitment there, and you can see that he has to just completely commit to that corner. And every time I see a driver going through there, I do get very nervous for them. I almost can't bear to watch it. It's so close.
Yeah, the Castle section is super tight. I believe every driver gets nervous when driving through it.
Yeah, and it's they did it 26 times
Crystal
in the race.
has a chance of getting a pole position as he's up by 0.5.
Yeah, this is looking very strong for X Crystals. This may be his first pole of the season. He crosses the line, chooses not to get a bit of slipstream from the car pitting there on the left-hand side. And is he backing out? No, he does not. He goes 38 flat. That's a very, very fast lap from X Crystals. Takes pole just ahead of Legend on the medium tire. Sahinidis as well is out there. Is he improving? He's going through the fast chicane right now. And it's flat out for that fast chicane as well. You cannot hit the curbs there, as I learned in practice. You do not want to touch the curbs there at all. It is quite tricky. It's a bit harder than the last game, I found. But here we see Sahinidis crossing the line. Currently P5 goes P2. So that pushes Legend back
There's a
onto
car
the
in the middle
second
of
row.
the track.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't
It's
know who it
Curse's
belongs to.
car.
Uh-oh.
But everyone has finished the time as Azerbaijan is in the pits. So these are the final times from everyone.
Yeah, so Curse's qualifying struggles continue, but as I say, he's one of these drivers to watch out. Does tend to make his way through the field pretty quickly in races, and often finds himself at the front end of the grid. But here we have the short qualifying standings, and there you go, X Crystal's first pole of the season, a very respectable and very, very tight with P2. So we're actually seeing these two guys at front, yeah, very, very evenly paced. But Legend's the man to watch out. P3 on these mediums has a very, very good tire strategy advantage. And then, of course, making up the rest of the top 10 is Vicky, Hudum, Azikin, Mali. And then we've got a Desi, Pemi, Ace Boy. And that rounds up our top 10.
Legend was the only person that did the qualifying on mediums. But of course, outside of top 10, you can use any tire you want. So this is going to be an interesting race, especially with the top 3 being super tight to each other.
Yeah, and we saw this yesterday. I mean, tire strat, the advantage is to Legend right now. But if a safety car comes out at a certain time, it just plays into the advantage of your opponents, as we saw in Tier 3, where Meepo made great, looking back in hindsight, the best tire choices, and that won him the race.
Indeed.
Nothing to do with skill whatsoever, just
not
pure,
nothing, no.
pure luck. Pure luck.
And especially when we had that moment in Tier 3 at the end of lap 9 and beginning of lap 10, where it was a massive pile up of literally a 5 wide between P13 and PA, and that was something interesting. Like, no one would have believed it, and expect it at all, but it happened.
Yeah, exactly. The Baku does tend to be wacky races, so we're going to see a fair bit of front wing damage, debris lying around this track by the end of the 26 laps, I imagine.
Let's see. Joel and Navatoga start on hard tires. Tipsy Bob, Keyboard, Damon, Field, and Gulia and Legend start on mediums, as the rest of the drivers go on softs.
Yep, drivers.
Legend already gets disqualified from the formation lap.
Uh-oh. Wonder what that was about.
Yeah.
I often joke the formation lap is the hardest lap of a race, and it is again. There's evidence. The one of the fastest drivers in the Tier 2 disqualified on the formation lap. So
Crystal just left the back behind. Is gone. He doesn't want to do the formation lap with everyone else.
yeah, I think I usually crew chief X Crystals, and I know Kurtz has left the session, so I'll maybe send him an invite. But yeah, X Crystal's very, very keen to get his first win this season under his belt, and he's been tantalizingly close. But so far it's eluded him. But here we are. He's in a really good position. Just has to get his tire strategy right. Just has to remain cool, calm, and collected. And Terry saying, "Someone tell Feta it's a formation lap." Yeah, you can see how eager he is to get this one underway.
When he starts slowing down now, so he's gonna warm up his tires for the race to start. Right now I can see in the chat that we have a pole of who will win today's race. And right now, everyone believes, 50% believes that Crystal's going to win. 30% say this might win. Legend on 0%. Never mind, it's 14 now. So everyone, most of the votes wants Crystal to win the race. He has a chance, but we don't want to jinx it. Because now the drivers are coming in to the grids right now.
Yep. Lap drivers. I see Joel and another tall guy just making up. Getting into the grid slots at the very back of the grid. I think we're ready to get underway. Wamsky, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's go. Here we go. As it's 5 red lights. And the game's holding them up. Taking a while. Off we go. As Crystal gets a good start, and so Hades actually gets a burst start, and now overtakes Crystal smoothly as there's been contact.
Yeah, there's a lot of debris flying across the track, and we've got a 5-second penalty for severe collision with Ace Boys with.
As the Martins collide with each other, with Tao losing a front wing.
Yeah, there's a lot of carnage at the back here. I'm trying to make out who is getting involved in this. But there's a lot of front wing debris already on track, so I think, oh yeah, we see Vicky's got no front wing, he's in P19 right now. But yeah, these guys with front wing damage are going to drop back. You got Tilda as well. 4 is looking, he's pointing towards the wall in P19 currently. So he's also had an incident, so at least 4 or 5 guys at the back of this here are already with front wing damage. We're going to have to pit on lap 1.
Yeah, Vicky loses 14 places from the start, so that is super crucial for him. He's gonna have to fight hard to regain his positions. As well, now we're watching everyone going past the castle section, and everyone's so far managed to come out alive. I may have just jinxed it.
Yeah, Joel 8 is out. He is stupid, I think is
yep.
He didn't make it to lap 2. So I think we're gonna see a safety car. I imagine this is, yeah, this has to be a safety car.
No, it isn't.
It isn't a safety car.
Oh my God.
Okay. I've seen safety cars for less, but yeah, anyway, the car is cleared from castle section, so we're back underway again. There was a brief yellow flag again there, but yes, story of the race so far, Sahinidis getting up to P1, and there we see a confirm of a fast lap on the first lap, Sahinidis. There's a move as well. The back, it looks like Hudam and Mali going through turn 1 side by side. They're making their way down to turn 2 side by side, and it looks like Hudam, he's got the inside line. He's left enough room by Mali, but just a little bit of contact there. Mali gets a better run out and takes P4. Mali going very defensive there, but not really needing to, as he's got this move well in the bag. Hudam, though, is a very fast driver, though. We have seen him win a race in Tier 2 this season. So I imagine he will be doing well. And Legend as well. He's right on the back of Crystals and Sahinidis on these mediums. So really the key here for Sahinidis and Crystal is to try and break that DRS range and make these soft work, because they're going to fall off around lap 5 onwards. Whereas these mediums are just going to get stronger and stronger throughout the race until he has to pit around lap, what would you say, like lap 16 onwards?
Yeah, I would say so. Lap 16 onwards. He just needs to take it off his medium tyres and hope for the best till the end with the softs, if that's his strategy for one stop. So far there has been no more accidents in the castle section, so everyone has mastered the castle section so far. It is unfortunate for Joel for basically being stupid.
Yeah, Joel in chat saying whoops. Oh, and Hudam's going for a run on Mali, and I was just thinking this. Hudam really needs to get past Mali here. He can't be held up too much because Mali is already 3 seconds off the lead pack. And Legend setting the fastest lap there is an ominous sign for the 2 guys in the P1, P2. But Hudam's not able to get that move done. He used up a lot of ERS here, but I'm sure Mali did as well defending. Actually, Mali has quite a bit more ERS in the tank here. But we're going to see Hoodham with DRS has been enabled, lap free. And I think, yeah, Hoodham
He
going
does
down
make
the
a
inside.
move on the inside, and he gets P4.
Oh, nicely done there. I thought he was going to clip the wall, but managed to avoid it there.
Oh, as Manny just kisses the back off of the Alfa Romeo, but there's no damage at all.
I'm looking at Ace Boy as well, P11. He definitely hit the wall there in Sector 1. I'm not sure if he does have damage, but if he does, it's going to really hurt him here. He cannot afford to pick up any damage whatsoever, especially this early in the race.
There's a yellow flag, and
yeah, I
that
see a
is an
car
auto
stop.
guy.
I think it was actually the other the other Williams. I think it was Lut, whatever that guy's name is.
Could be. But his front wing looks fine, so I don't know what happened there. As now the top 3 drivers are going into the long straight. Got the RS action's gonna happen. Crystal's being closer to Sahinis as Legend is 0.5 seconds behind Crystals. As Crystals is getting closer to Sahinis, he overtakes, he gets the P1. Nice move by Crystals.
Yeah, and is he going to be under attack again here as they go through turn 2 and onto the second DRS straight? He is. Ooh. Oh, and X-Pistol getting a really good run out, but is it going to be enough to protect him here from an attack from Sahinidis? These two are fighting hard here, and it's going to cost them as well, with Legend right behind them, ready to pounce. And not only that there, but P4 Hoodham, he has dropped off the pace a little bit from these guys, 4.2, but if these guys continue to fight, he can be brought right back into this race. And a Zykin with a fastest lap there. I'm looking at Zykin P15, so he's on fresh mediums. He had to pit. Must have had front wing damage from those first few laps there.
Yeah, the bottom 4 drivers that on mediums had to pit in for either damage or it had to be for damage, that's for sure, after that lap 1, turn 1 incident.
Yeah, and I'm looking at P10 here. Keyboard Magson is. Oh, and we've got a change of position. It's Legend getting past Sahinidis in sector 3. So I think Sahinidis must have made a mistake somewhere, and Sahinidis clipping the wall as well.
There's a yellow flag as well.
Oh, that's the Williams, I think.
Tuck.
Yeah. Yeah, he's round again, and I'm not sure if he's got damage. He does have major damage. From wing is hanging off that car, and I'm really surprised we haven't seen a safety car yet. Usually debris on the track would trigger that, or at least a car on the track with a few wheels missing. Oh, and
it is
the wall.
pits in, so he has damage as he lost loads of time to Legend. So that's unfortunate for him.
And also Hoodham in the pits as well. So are we going to see a 2-stop here, or are these guys going to go into hard tires?
Yeah,
front wing.
Desi as well. Oh, he has no front wing.
Yeah, a lot of front wing changes here. Hoodham.
As Legend overtakes Crystals.
Wow. So yeah, this is what we're saying about the drop off. Even lap 4, these tires are starting to fall off. Terror saying yes, Sahinidis hit the wall, so he did pick up front wing damage here. He's got a new front wing on, but of course that's going to cost some time in the pits here. And just looking at the tire strat then, Sahinidis is on medium, so I believe that means he's committed to a 2-stop. He's probably gambling on a safety car somewhere along the line here in this next phase of the race.
Hopefully. As we saw from the last 2 seasons, there have been loads of safety cars, so maybe we'll see a safety car in this race, but who knows.
And look at the difference in pace here from Crystals to Legend. 1.6. Legend is just stretching his legs at this point. I think Legend might have been born at this track.
Might have. But we can tell how close the tires are on this track, because literally after 4 laps the softs are just giving in.
Yeah, we're going to see X-Crystal start to think about pitting here. Is he going to try and stretch this stuff, phase out and just commit? He's going to be losing a lot of pace. He's 2 seconds down, and that's only in 1 lap. So that just shows you how much they have fallen off the pace. And yeah, you see Legend 1.41.4. I don't even know how.
He's trying to make a move on Pemi on a long straight. It's super tight between P4 and P6 as Kurz gets a move on Pemi, but Pemi is still side by side with Kurz. Pemi has to back off. So Kurz is P5 right now, but will Penny fight back?
I think Pemi's happy enough to whip behind. He's not got much ERS and he's not activating his ERS as DRS at the moment, so yeah, he's giving up that position. We've seen Ace Boys in the pits. I don't think we got a front wing change for Ace Boys there, so it's just a onto the hard tires to the end for Ace Boys then. So we have a few guys out there that have pitted on the fresh mediums. They're going to have to pit again, but Ace Boys on these hards will get to the end, I imagine.
Hopefully. As hard tires are actually good on this track, so he basically wishes to last to the end unless he's wishing for a safety car to happen. And that right now we have battles for P4 between P5 and P6, but Pemi is dropping back as well as Kurz because of the tire wear. But Kurz is taking the turns better than Guria, so he's still in that DRS train as he has energy enabled on the chicane, maintaining the gap between himself and Guria.
Yeah, I think Kurt's going to get this move done on Gerla. He doesn't have much ERS to use on the final bit of the straight here, but I think the DRS is going to give him that extra boost. And the X Crystals is in the pits. He puts on the hard tires, so he's committing to this one-stop strategy. He can, of course, adapt to a two-stop strategy if there is a safety car.
Flag.
Yeah. Is that Pemi?
Down.
That's Pemi's round after turn 1, so there's been an issue there between him and Gerla, I believe. Or maybe he descended a bit too deep and span out the car, so he's down to P9. Oh, and his tires are... Oh, and he hits Sahinidis! Oh, Sahinidis must have front wing damage from that. He went in... Yes, he does. Front end plate missing on the right hand side. That's going to be huge damage for Sahinidis. And yeah, we saw that Pemi had a spin at turn 1, and then... and another tall guy almost going into the wall. It's all kicking off in Baku. Yeah, so yeah, Pemi had an issue in turn 1, and then his tires were just so too hot through turn 2. He couldn't keep.
As there's a yellow flag, and Mali is out on the castle section. And there's a safety
we do
car.
get a safety car. We get a safety car, so that's going to be crucial for Sahinidis. But Mali out of this race, and I'm just trying to gather. Oh, X Crystal getting passed by Keeper Magnussen. What happened to X Crystals there?
No idea.
Interesting stuff here. I wonder, I'm just going to have a look through these drivers and see if anyone is nursing from wing damage, but I think we're going to see most drivers here pit for hards, and then X Crystals is probably going to stay out on hards, so
Legend is pitting in.
Yeah, I think X Crystals may assume the lead of this race on those hard tires if he stays out, which I think he will. Let's see, Kurz is obviously going to pit off those soft tires. Yeah. Gerla as well lining up to pit.
And keyboard as well, yeah. So Crystal will be leading the race for now. He actually won B. Legend comes up the pits up front.
Oh, that is crucial. That is crucial, yeah. So Legend had enough of a lead there to come out way ahead of X Crystal, so that position P1 is safe. Tipsy Bob stays out as well, assumes P3. Curse. He's currently in the pits, but is showing on my screen in P4. Does come out of the pits in P4. Gerla P5, so a real shake-up on the leaderboard here. Hudum, Sahinidis, the biggest losers here. Hudum and Sahinidis look like they're going to come out P9 and P13. Wow. How quickly things can change.
Literally, just a blink of an eye, things can change, and no one expected Tamari to do a stupid and crash out on the castle section. And now it's a full course safety car with all the drivers being on either mediums or hard tyres. I would believe the hard tyres will last to the end, so people on mediums will need to take the advantage on people on hard tyres and be at the front.
Yeah, Danny pointed out, he says X Crystal should have went on the mediums. Now, that's a viable strategy because there will be a safety car for, I would say, at least another lap. And it's possible, it's definitely possible to stretch the mediums to the end. It might be touch and go, but maybe worth a gamble. But X Crystal deciding to stay out on those hards. The good thing is he's on the same tire as Legend in P1, and of course under safety car restart he may try to catch Legend napping.
Hopefully.
Free DNF so far, so whoever guessed 1 DNF is wrong. We're now getting into 4 DNF territory, but we're only in lap 8 out of 26, so it's quite possible there could be 8 DNFs by the time we finish today.
So this is now the interesting part of the race so far. I do feel bad for Joe for crashing on lap 1, as he wanted to, you know, get a good position in this race, and he just had an unfortunate event at the castle section. And I just realized that's like retired. I don't know what lap he retired on.
Lap 1, yeah. But it's showing 0 laps, so he didn't even complete a lap. I think that's what that's basically saying.
Yeah, but for Lituk, I don't know when Lituk retired.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think he was just having issues out there and then decided to call it a day. But yeah, Mali, I think that's the most significant DNF on the screen right now because that caused this safety car and gave us this real shake up here. So at the minute, your guess is as good as ours as to who's going to win this race. Of course, Legend and Crystal looking pretty good out there, but you have Curse and P4 on fresh mediums. Could get to the end on those. So if he makes it count early enough, gets past Tipsy Bob, that'll be key, and then he'll be able to try and pick up those P1 and P2 spots.
Yep. I believe safety car will stay in for 1 more lap, as Child and 4, only 4 now, hasn't joined the grid yet, but hasn't joined behind the safety car.
There's something going on in chat. There's Barley is fangirling over Danico. So it looks like Danico's, he's now made it in life. He's now an established esports driver, I guess.
Oh, safety car is in this lap. Now everyone's gonna warm up the tires to the end of the restart of the race.
Oh, and we've seen this before from Legend. He really likes to back up the field, and there was a few complaints last time, but the FIA decided that it was fair enough. It didn't cause any issues, and as long as he's not, you know, slamming on the brakes and dropping speed massively here. Oh, Tipsy Bob hits. Yeah, Tipsy Bob hit the back of X Crystals there, and it give X Crystals.
Legend is gone.
Tipsy Bob, oh my word. Yeah, Crystals and Tipsy Bob both have a 5-second time penalty. That is huge, and yeah, that's allowed Legend just to get away.
Oh, as Tipsy Bob brakes too early, which lead Curse hitting a back up to Tipsy Bob.
And there's a lot of contact here. Yeah, heading down to turn 2, going side by side here. Curse with the elbows are a little bit too aggressive here, and we saw this in 2S tier 3. Curse actually took out Tipsy Bob in sector 2. Just heading into castle section, and I think the FAA were not too happy about that. Oh, and Curse braking a bit early there, almost caught Tipsy off guard.
Yeah, as they can, and so it is being side by side on the turn as they can get the position.
Oh, nice. Zykan almost going into the back of Ace Boys there, and Sahinitas is right behind the Zykan here. He's eager to get past. Have to be patient here. I mean, if you're impatient, you'll find yourself in the back of the car in front, and you'll pay the price in front wing. Oh, and he does exactly as I say. Sahinitas goes into the back of Zykan. That's the concertina effect, and I think there's an issue at Castle.
Vicky is out. Another safety car. Oh no!
Wow. Wow. So Vicky actually going off just before the corner before castle section
Yeah.
there. So don't know what happened there, but he's got caught up in some incident, and this is going to trigger another wave of pit stops. I think X Crystal's probably going to pit, get rid of that 5-second time penalty. But is Legend going to pit as well and think about putting on a fresh set of mediums? I think most of these drivers are going to consider that, going on to mediums at this point in the race.
It's very questionable because it's safety car after safety car, so the strategy just changed instantly. Legend.
Yeah, Legend is he going to pit?
To stay out. Crystals
And
as
X
well.
Crystals as well. That's interesting.
Curse
Yeah.
is pitting in with Tipsy Bob staying out, so
Tipsy Bob stays out. Tipsy Bob going for the high risk gamble here of a third safety car after this one. I guess he's got a few laps to kind of gamble with on those 10 lap old mediums. But yeah, I'm very, very surprised that they didn't decide to come into the pits and serve the 5-second time penalty. Maybe X Crystal's thinking if he just goes on to the end on these tires that he can get that 5-second penalty removed, as it was not his fault. But it's a big gamble, because if there's another safety car, he probably will have to pit, because everybody's going to go on to a really fresh set of tires and he's going to be on these old hards.
I believe Crystals and Tipsy Bob gonna risk with the 5-second time penalty till the end unless another safety car happens.
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing. They're gambling on another safety car. Although X Crystal's probably hoping there is no more safety cars so he can take these hards to the end, because he will get that 5-second penalty removed. But of course, if he does pit, that's going to cost him in the pits. He's going to have to serve it in the pits, and it won't be removed after the race end. So it will cost him track position if he pits right now. So it might be a good move here from X Crystals to stay out. And actually not many people pitted there under that safety car, so we've only got 3 guys pitted. Another tall guy, Curse, and Thor. So Curse dropping down from, I think he was P3 at one point, or P4, he's down to P12. But on fresh mediums, 4 as well, and P15 on these fresh mediums. So he has another chance in this race.
Anything can happen at this point, literally. No one expected to have 2 safety cars back to back. So now it's very crucial for every single driver right now. It's very crucial for Tipsy Bob as well, as he's on 10 laps old mediums. So he's gonna have to fight and defend hard to maintain his position, especially with the 5-second time penalty.
Yeah, so this is the part in the race where we can take a few breathers, recompose ourselves. We are actually at the halfway point of the race, or closely approaching it. So yeah, this is kind of what we expected. A bit of safety car madness. Oh, and we've got a few hearts, orange hearts in chat. Go babe, Gerda. Oh, okay. Big fan of Gerla in chat, so let's go Gerla. Where is he? P4 on. He's not doing too bad actually. Yeah, he's in a good spot. Same with Keeper Magnuson. So it's going to be an interesting restart to this race, I think, because look at Sahinidis, one of the top guys here, is P13. Azerbaijan as well, P9, back in P9. Hoodham P7. But of course, Legend and X Crystals up front with that big advantage of track position. But are they going to come under threat from these guys from behind? I think if I was Legend right now, I'd still be feeling pretty confident. You're just probably hoping that there's not another safety car. Actually, he's probably hoping there is another safety car, because I think that's going to really disadvantage X Crystals with that 5-second penalty.
Yeah. If they're gonna get the same start as he had in the last safety car, he's looking golden. Now everyone's gonna warm up the tires.
Yeah, and Tipsy Bob is keeping a bit of distance now from X Crystals.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to pick up another 5-second penalty, but X Crystals not giving Legend much space here. He wants to be on his behind as he takes off here. And is he going to take off from the fast chicane? I think it's a bit too early possibly, but safety car is almost in already, so Legend could really go at any point here. And he goes. And he does catch.
Start.
Yeah, X Crystal caught napping. Almost Tipsy Bob right all over the rear, X Crystal. So X Crystal again caught napping on the safety car restart.
Oh, Tipsy Bob right behind Crystals, but he doesn't risk it. But Guria is trying to take the P3 as Crystals loses control of the vehicle.
I don't know if he actually had contact there. I don't see any front wing damage, but that was a huge moment for him. It dropped him down to P4, and that puts Tipsy Bob up in P2. But Tipsy Bob coming under a lot of pressure from Gurla. Gurla going down the inside. Is he going to get this move done? He's got the inside line, which is going to be key here, and yet he's up to P2.
And Crystal
but
makes a move on Tipsy Bob.
And Keeper Mike's into the back of X Crystals there. A big contact. So I think Keeper might have front wing damage, but yeah, X Crystals up to P3. So very, very, yeah, very, very reactive move there from X Crystals. He knows he can't get stuck behind anyone, or he can't get anyone between him and Legend, or that's a game over.
Yeah.
He may say goodbye to this race win.
There's a yellow flag before the castle section, and now it's told Oos, I believe, spins out and now loses a whole front wing.
Yeah, and look at this lead. In one lap, the gap is almost 4 seconds from P1 to P2.
Yeah, Legend is looking good so far. Interesting restart of the race. Unfortunate for Crystals, who loses control of the car, but now Crystals, he doesn't have any damage because he's a lot faster than Guria. Side by side on the long straight, the two Alpine drivers. As Crystals takes the position, nice and smooth.
Oh, and Hoodham going on the inside of Keyboard Magazine as well for P5. Gets that move done. Keyboard does seem to be struggling out there a wee bit. I wonder if he did get a bit of front wing damage from that tap earlier. Oh, and he hits the wall again. So Keyboard is struggling a wee bit here to keep off the walls. But yeah, so I was going to say X Crystals and Gurla are teammates. They are in VC together. So I think that was a bit of a switcheroo, coordinated move there from them.
Teamwork plays the dream work.
That's it. And we'll keep an eye on this gap from Crystal to Legend. Currently 4.2. Oh, and we're seeing another move here. It's Hoodham and Tipsy Bob, and that's not really an overtaking opportunity, but Hoodham somehow makes it count. And is he going to come out of this ahead?
Still side by side.
Yeah, Tipsy Bob let him go there. I think it was a good move. Oh, actually, sorry. Yeah, Tipsy Bob let Hoodham go there. Another tall guy, 3-second penalty. So a few penalties coming in here. It's hard to pick up these 3-second penalties here, but it can be done if you try hard enough.
Yeah.
So, you know what's really... Oh, Tipsy Bob clipping the wall a little bit there. Again, I don't think it warranted any front wing damage, but he's going to want to stay well away from the wall here as he's running P5 on these old mediums. He is going to come under attack, I think, from these guys behind with fresher tires. And we're seeing the Merc boys are lining up for a move. It looks like a Desi on Keyboard Magnussen. Keyboard Magnussen, of course, is a reserve today, so no team orders at Mercedes, but a Desi gets the move done without the use of DRS on that lap.
There's a lot of overtakes going on the long straight right now. Pemi and Ace both side by side on turn 1. There's been some wheel contact between the both of them. Pemi is still trying to get that position, and he gets P10 as Ace backs out to not cause any danger towards himself and the McLaren driver. And now Esba has the DOS on Pemi, but Pemi has the DOS on Curse. So nothing's gonna happen for now.
Yeah, and something I missed there is Sahinidis made his way from P13 to P8 pretty much in one lap here, but he is getting stuck behind Keeper Maxson. You can see Sahinidis has a lot more pace here,
Yeah.
but Sector 2, it's a really hard spot to get an overtake done. You really have to get a really good exit and hope the guy ahead has made a bit of an error. As you can see, Keyboard is fighting, struggling with that keyboard to make it through Castle section. Oh, and Tipsy Bob's having an issue up ahead, I can see that, and he's getting overtaken by a Desi. I think, is Tipsy got from wing damage? I know he's on these old mediums, but
I don't see like it.
Yeah, I don't see any from wing damage, but he is falling down the order here pretty fast. And he's got Keeper Maxson right on his rear, and Sahinidis ready to pounce as well.
P7 to P11 are literally close to each other. Everyone's gonna get that DRS. Oh. Sahinidis has to slow down a bit from Keyboard Magnussen. Oh, are we gonna see a 3 wide?
Yeah, and I think Tipsy's in the
Yeah,
pits.
Tipsy's been in.
Yeah,
Curse
he must
has
have hit the wall
the
there.
speed. Look at Curse.
Whoa, Kurt's not
Oh,
like this, not like this.
that.
Oh, and a track reset from Kurtz as well. Bad.
That's
bad.
That's gonna
bad.
be a penalty for Curse after the race.
Kurtz is definitely in my bad books.
Yeah.
100%. Yes. Chat, rise up. Instant reset to track. What the hell? What's going on here?
He had so much speed on Aceboy, but he shouldn't have risked it at all.
Yeah, that's not good to see from a seasoned league racer. We will speak after. But look at this. Sahinidis made his way up to P5 and is now closing down on a Desi. So Sahinidis having a good recovery drive from that initial stint where he got front wing damage.
We just missed
Crystal.
it. Crystal's a 12 as he pitted in for.
He's
medium.
pitted, yeah, we completely missed that. So that track reset occurs did distract us, but P12, he's decided to serve that by
penalty. Yes.
Yep. So there we go. Danny is asking the question that really is screaming in my head. Why?
Yeah, why?
I wonder if this point is he just banking on a safety car, because if he gets a safety car right now, he should be pretty good to get back on into some good points. But yeah, some people saying wing damage, but I don't know if he was in the pits long enough to warrant a front wing change. Yeah. I think he was just anxious to get rid of that 5-second penalty probably and make this risky move. But
There's
yeah, some people
flag, and it's still before the castle section. Not his day today at all.
Pemi getting up to P6 past Keeper Maxson. But yeah, back to X Crystals. He is on it. He is setting purple sectors here on these fresh mediums. Got Kurtz as well in the pits. After that incident he had, he's probably going to have to get a new front wing, I'd imagine. But
he was super close to Guria, but he didn't risk the move on the straight. As he's catching up to the Alpine that's on hard tyres. Tipsy Bob makes a move on Kurt. Oh, Kurt's is in the pit, sorry, of course.
Yeah, Kurt's got that front wing changed, so comes out P14. What I'm looking at now is a Desi. We've seen this before. He's had very, very strong finishes to a race. And here we see it again. He's back, right on the back of Gurley here. He does have Sahinidis keeping him honest here, P5. So Desi really is key for him to get past Gurley as soon as possible. And I imagine he's going to wait until this long straight after the fast chicane to get this move done.
Yep. I was just checking the pit stop area, and a lot of people had to replace the front wings. But just came into my conclusion that Tipsy Pop is on soft tyres. I feel like he's going to risk the tyres till the end. Because 10 laps of soft will literally ruin the tyres on this track.
Yeah, it's worth a gamble at this point. He's out of the points right now, but softs. Oh, and we're seeing a Desi with DRS making huge gains on Gurla, but he's going to have to wait until the second DRS zone, and there's a move as well. Ace Boy's up to P7, but another tall guy's fighting it. Almost gets sent into the wall. Ace Boy's not leaving any room on the outside there whatsoever. and yeah, it was actually another tall guy gets sent into the wall. I don't know if there's damage. Once again, I can't see that right now, but Desi does get past Gurla and is up to P3. So as I say, that was crucial. Sahinidis he's very anxious to get onto the podium, I think, today.
Yeah. Everyone wants that podium today.
And look at this here. Yeah, chatter point now. Crystal in the pit again. So from wing change, confirmed by chat. So the third commentator is our chat, which are keeping us on our toes.
Chris had to pin second time for a front wing change.
Yeah, so really now, I mean, that's his race over, unless there's a safety car at this point of the race, and it's not out of the question, but it is going to be a bit of a stretch, I think, for X-Crystals.
Also, and this hits the wall.
Uh-oh.
Doesn't look like wing damage.
Yeah, nothing visual. Let's see how he does here against Gurla. Gurla is out of DRS of P3 already, so Desi is making, I think he's making gains on Hoodham, so 2.6 is the gap to P2 for Desi. We'll keep an eye on that, as Sahinidis is quite a bit back here, but he has DRS. Not much ERS in the tank, but we may see another move here on the second DRS straight.
Now we're talking over 6 Ace Boy on the long straight, as there's a yellow flag on the castle section.
On this castle section, yeah, I think it's Tilda. Yeah, Tilda's around. Tilda is stupid.
So it is closing up on Guria as he takes the move on the straight. Nice and smooth as he gets P4. Guria wants that position back and he's going to fight back.
Yeah, he's going to struggle to get a move on it in Sector 2 here, so Sahinidis really doing what he needed to do there and get past Gurla to keep in contact with his podium. 2.4 off P3, and Adesi managing that gap to P2, so not able to make any big gains right now. But Gurla's not in too bad a spot here. I mean, these guys on mediums, P2, P3 and 4, they're going to start dropping off, I imagine, in the next 5 or so laps. Whereas Gurla Tara should remain pretty much on it. So we may see a strong finish from Gurla. We'll keep an eye on that.
I believe the first new mediums do last at least 16 laps on this track. So after 16 laps, the medium tires are going to struggle.
Oh,
so
keyboard hitting the wall. Right.
The Guria just needs to play the long game. As he's catching up already to Sahinidis. Will he make a move?
Yeah, I think he's going to get this move done. He doesn't have any ERS in the tank, and he doesn't need it. He can get past just
nice
the DRS.
Easy.
The only problem is this second DRS straight leaves you kind of vulnerable, and I think that's why Gurla was choosing not to use the ERS in the first straight. There is a move at the back as well, as Ace Boy's another tall guy. There's been an issue. I think Ace Boy's hit the wall somewhere, and that's allowed another tall guy to get up.
Oh, he makes a switch back on another tall guy.
Aye.
What a move.
Yeah, and Sahinidis, while that was happening, Sahinidis did get the move back from Gurla on the second straight there, so these guys are going at it.
Crystal gets the fastest lap of 1:39.5.
Oh, and there's someone in chats, Bogdan, I think he's a friend of Hoodham, and he's saying Hoodham has damage, so this is huge. Let's see if we can see
flag. That. And it's Crystals.
Turn 2.
And a virtual safety car.
And we've seen these before, switch to full safety car, so we'll keep an eye on that as everybody tries to maintain the virtual safety car delta. But yeah, this is huge. If Hoodham has damage, I don't see any visible damage, as Tilda gets a 5-second speeding penalty for speeding in the pit lane. But yeah, if Hoodham has damage, this could throw away the podium for him.
I really do wonder what happened between Kurt and Crystal, since they were side by side, which led to a virtual safety car. But Legend is looking very golden with 12 seconds in front of Hoodham. As Legends puts in for his first new softs. So he wants to get that fastest lap, and he wants to. He will basically try to overtake.
Yeah,
There's and Hudem.
he's going to lose a lot of positions though. I mean, he's going to come out. Let's see. Oh, actually, no. I'm looking at Sahinidis dropping the position. You're right. Legend P3. So that's pit stop. Yeah, that was a good call from him.
Go as we're back to racing as normal. Legend only 0.6 seconds behind Adesi. And I believe Hold'em hit the wall again. So it's very close between the top 3 drivers right now.
Yeah, and I suspect there's a few of these drivers out there carrying from wing damage. Hudem is one of the ones I suspect, judging by the comments in chat there. And yeah, Adesi is closing in on him big time, but Legend on these soft tires, I mean, he's going to make quick work of these guys and be able to get his gap back. I'm pretty sure he will probably get that 12-second gap back pretty easily.
Legend's making a move on Adesi. And he gets the move done nice and smooth.
Yeah, but taking a bit of a risk there unnecessarily, but yeah, he just wants to get a move on.
Flag, and I believe it's Curse.
Yeah, we're going to see Legend assume control of this race, get P1 again on this start-finish straight. He might even do it before he hits the start-finish line. And Hudem, yeah, Hudem looks like he's struggling through that fast chicane a little bit. Might have had to lift there a bit, but Legend, of course, DRS, ERS,
yeah,
closes in, makes it look easy. Hudem giving a bit of squeeze there, but I think it's at this point it's yeah, it's pretty futile.
Yep. Legend basically got this in hand. The finishing softs right at the end, with 4 laps remaining of the race.
And X Crystals, I didn't see that myself there, but he's actually out of this race. So he's our 5th man to not finish. And Ace Boy's another tall guy still going at it here. I mean, this is every lap for the last 5 laps, I believe. Sahinidis gets past Azerbaijan. So Sahinidis did pit for those fresh softs and starting to make his way through the field. I wonder how much he can claw back in this final 4 laps of the race. The gaps aren't that huge, so he may get a good few positions here. And one man we haven't really talked much about is Thor in P8. He was at the back of the field at the start of the race, I believe, and up to P8. Oh, another tall guy is in the wall. We got another I am stupid moment. Oh, and he resets, which, yeah.
Which is not allowed at all.
Say, I have to bite my lip here.
But yeah, 4 was, at the beginning of the race, was right at the end. And now he gained so many positions that he's in P7 right now. So, he massively improved in the race. As Legend gets the fastest lap of 1:39.5. But Sahinidis, he may be able to beat that. As he gets the DRS of 4. Makes the moves on 4 on the long straight. And he doesn't beat the fastest lap time.
39.5, so I think it was just 1/10 off there, so even with the DRS, not able to get that move done. I think Legend had DRS on his lap as well, and we're seeing a move here. It's another tall guy in the pits, so Keeper Magnussen is up to P10. I've got Crystal in chat saying hello. Tipsy Bob up to P11, so Tipsy Bob not far off points here. Could score himself a few by the end of this race. A couple of laps to go yet. Anything can still happen.
Yeah. But Dizzy is right behind Hudem by 0.5 seconds, so it's about to the end for the Alfa Romeo and the Mercedes driver. And Navatorga gets a 5-second penalty for crossing the white line at the pit lane exit. I believe it's a 8-second penalty that he has already. I'm gonna double check.
Yeah, he's 8 seconds at the moment, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this here, but we've got a Desi P3. He's lining up for a pass here on Hoodum. Hoodum, who we believe has a bit of front wing damage.
He
but a
doesn't use
Desi,
any energy.
yes,
Goes on
probably
the outside of Hoodum.
he might have been best using a bit of energy there, because Hoodum able to protect that pass from happening. But we may see a Desi use his overtake on this straight. As you can see, DRS now activated. Again, not engaging ERS here, so I think is a Desi playing the long game here?
I believe so, but looking at the DRS between the two drivers, Hoodum doesn't have energy left, where Adesi has literally a whole bar of the energy left. So as soon as he uses that, he's literally gone. So I don't know what is Adesi's plan for the race to the end.
Sahinidis up to P6 now, so making pretty good use on this soft run. 3.7 seconds of Gurla, so I reckon he's going to get Gurla, maybe possibly Pemi, but I think the podium's just out of reach for Sahinidis today, unfortunately for him.
Yeah. But with 2 laps remaining and it's only going to be 1 battle happening, who should we choose as the driver of the day today?
That is a good question. I think it would be pretty easy just to give it to Legend, but I tend to like to give it to guys who are finished further down the order and have a pretty good race or a good performance. I think I think maybe Adesi is looking pretty strong there. I mean, if Hoodum can hold off Adesi here, I think that might win him the driver of the day. But we're seeing it right now. Adesi going for a move around the outside again. A mirror kind of move.
Bit of wall touching there.
Yeah, Adesi not really committing to the move. Are we going to see him try to do it on the second straight again? DRS activated, but not engaging ERS. And I think even with ERS, he could probably get this move done. He is going to go try and, I was going to say down the outside there, but that would have been a bit of a tight squeeze for turn 3, too wide. So Adesi just being super cautious here, and maybe a bit too cautious. He just needs to be careful because Pemi is P4 and he's on slightly fresher tires as well. And of course you've got Sahinidis down the road there about to close up massively on Gurla, and probably yeah, he's going to be within DRS range. He already is before sector 3 here, so Larson is saying maybe Adesi's ERS isn't working. Yeah, actually Adesi has 100% ERS. Has another pit retirement. We've got another tall guy in the pits.
Retired. Adesi's ERS is working because he uses it sometimes to get out of the exit. I am questioning what his plan is right now. Using the ERS on the chicane. And now he stops.
I think he's going to go for this lap.
Yeah.
He has to.
Loads of advantage right now.
Yeah, and he's engaged ERS and DRS at the same time, and you can see the overspeed that gives him. So he heads down to the turn 1, and I think it's in the bag already, and he can use that ERS crucially now to defend on this second DRS straight, as Sahinidis up to P5 as well.
And there's been a double overtake. Sahinidis gaining P5 and Azerbaijan getting P7.
Yeah, there could still be a few position changes here on this final lap of the race, but yeah, Legend up ahead is really just dominated this race really, and I think it's 3 in a row from him as well, so I think there's going to be calls in the chat. I saw some earlier for him to move to tier 1. But yes, Adesi has got that 1 second gap in the bag, so Adesi up to P2, another really great race from him.
My first time commentating tier 2, and just looking back Legend, he's a lot faster than any other driver, so I would say hashtag Legend for tier 1. As Legend now
Yeah.
is on the final long straight, weaving his car around because he knows he got this in the bag. With 14 seconds in front of Adesi, crosses the finish line and wins Barker, and he crashes into the wall.
Yep, and another P2 up. I think Adesi finished P2 last week or the race before, but yeah, another fine performance from Adesi. Strong comeback in the
And here's the wall
second
as
half of the
well.
race.
What's with people in the wall? Oh, there's gonna be a massive pop. Oh my day! There's a massive pop right at the end.
Yeah, Sahanidis survived that, but gets P5, Gerla P6, Azerbaijan P7 as Ace Boys. Good race from Ace Boys to pick a P8 in the end, and Tor as well. Bit of a dark horse, but strong recovery drive from him to P9, and taking up the coveted P10 position is Keyword Gammon. Great to see it. He picks up a point for his efforts today. Just finishing outside points then is Tipsy Bob, Curse, and P13 is Tilda, who is just coming around the penultimate corner. So, yeah, not the best race for Tilda or Curse today, especially Curse with that track reset. That's a good way to make friends, or sorry,
Yeah.
make enemies. Sorry.
Yeah. Tipsy Bob gets a 20-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags.
Wow.
Oh, that is super harsh.
Interesting fact about that, he got the same when he did a tier 4 race. As soon as he crossed the line, it said 20-second penalty for ignoring yellow flag. So I think that'll probably be removed after the race.
Yeah, it's
It
something
doesn't-
to do with the safety car, because I think it's like a bug or something, but
Driver of the day, Thor. There's a contender, I guess.
it
Yeah.
is a contender, yeah, because he's been at the back of the grid most of the race and getting himself P7?
Hashtag don't give up.
Literally.
Unless it's in reference to like quitting heroin or something, then do give up. Yeah, so that was a pretty good race. My voice is pretty raw. Worth mentioning, Bailey couldn't make it today because of that. He was on yesterday doing commentary, and I think he's wrecked his voice, and Baku does have that effect. But yeah, here we go. The standings are out. Legend, fastest lap, P1. Not quite the full package. He didn't get pole this time around. But yeah, did enough to get the win. 14 seconds is a gap. Adesi P2, Hoodum, Pemi, Sahinidis, Gerla, Azerbaijan, Aceboy Thor, and then Keyword Gammon in P10. And then Tipsy Bob, Curse, Tilda outside top 10, with the rest of the drivers DNFing.
It was a difficult race for all the drivers, many overtakes and many battles. Unfortunate for Joel, who crashed out on lap 1, and Crystal's just having an unlucky day today.
Yeah, it just seems like such a long time ago that Curse or Joel died. Lap 1 seems like a lifetime ago.
Literally, it does feel like that. Like it feels like it was yesterday. Alright, so interviews time, I guess.
Yeah. I think, I mean, driver of the day is still up for discussion, I guess. I mean, I think it's a Desi or Thor. What do you reckon?
Ooh, that's a good question. Because Thor has been at the back of the grid all the most of the race.
Erla as well.
Yeah.
Shout out from Larson. So yeah, I wonder if. Oh, we're getting a Desi driver of the day calls in chat. So maybe that calls it. Then a
Yeah,
Desi.
Desi, job of the day, I would say.
Yeah, GG to him. I'm just checking to see who won the last race. Driver of the day was Hoodum. So Adesi has not actually got driver of the day yet. So yeah, congrats to him. A fine performance there at the end of the race. Picking up P2 behind the elusive Legend. Seeing who we have for interviews right now, and
Oh, that was no one.
There's no one. No one wants interviews.
No one to talk to us. No. Pepper sad.
Hmm. It is quite an exhausting race, Baku. Can be quite intense, especially all these safety cars and stuff.
Yep.
Oh, we're getting the calls from X Crystals to give reserve rule, which means he wants to step down. This usually happens after any bad race he has. He's like, "I'm out. I quit." Um, yeah, Bailey as well. Saying the one race I don't commentate, man. Sheesh. Yep, he missed a good one for sure. Still no one wants to chat with us. So what we're gonna do then? We're gonna bring in Shakalaka. You're live on the SLR Tier 2 broadcast, man. How are you, sir?
Good. Why am I here?
Because you crew chief two guys today. I want to hear your take. I want to hear the crew chief POV. Talk us through that race for your two guys.
Man, what you want me to say, man? Gurla P12 to P6, man. Excellent job, man. Strategy went well. We got a bit lucky and just did a great job there. So awesome.
And what about the other driver?
The other driver, just a little bit of bad luck there. You know, like with a little bit of contact. So I had to pit another time for the mediums, and then I did not see the other contact because then I was focusing on the driver I had ahead, of course. But yeah, so just a race that started very good, but then went bad real quick. So that's all, I think.
Well, I'm bringing Gerla in. Yeah, Gerla, you had a really fine performance today. Do you want to talk us through your race?
Yeah, I see you've been talking to my race engineer.
Yep, we're
Yep.
just getting that different perspective on the race. So he was saying, yeah, you had a pretty fortunate race today.
Yeah, well, the start was good. I was up into P7 already on the start. And then I just kept it clean and I followed the strategy. Pitted a bit early than it was supposed to because of the safety car, but yeah, then I just kept going and kept doing my pace, and of course other cars around me who were faster overtook, but I couldn't do anything about it. So I think that's the close to the maximum I could have done today, I think.
Was there any points in the race where you picked up any damage or had a bit of a contact with the wall?
No, I think I never touched the wall even. So yeah, pretty clean race.
Okay,
That's
that
all you
is
have to do at Baku.
that's pretty commendable if you didn't touch the wall once. Like, yeah, there's a lot. I was watching a lot of driver out there, and there was a lot of contact with the wall, and a lot of guys were getting away with it as well. I think Keeper Magnussen was one of them. So there's a lot of rubber left on those Baku walls today. But yeah, congratulations. You just missed out on driver of the day. We give that to another driver who had a pretty solid performance as well. But I'd just like to say thank you both for joining us in the chat for interviews.
Yep, no worries.
No worries.
Good to hear from you both, and I'll put you back in. Yoink. Yoink. Let's go for. Will we go X Crystal? He's in.
He's in the chat.
Yeah, he might not be wanting to speak to us, but we'll bring him in anyway for a little chat. X Crystals, not your race today. You probably don't want to speak to us either, but do you want to just give us like a take on what happened today, where it all went wrong?
Such a mess in general, so not a lot to speak about, honestly. I mean, it was just awful race. Yes,
Well, I mean, let's look at the positive. Pole position. That's your first of the season, I believe. Is that right?
yeah, it's the first one.
Okay. Well, I mean, that was a very fast lap, and I know it's something we've worked on. I'm your crew chief usually for these races, and it's something we've kind of looked at. The qualifying performance. So it looks like if I'm not there, you can get pole. So maybe I'll just join you for the races in future. But yeah, you had a pretty strong start to the race as well. It's just Baku, it's one of these crazy tracks where safety cars can really throw a spanner in the works. And we saw Tipsy Bob tagged you onto the formation lap, which is quite unlike Tipsy to make an error like that. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think, I mean, the thing I'm getting with that was especially safety car, and after yet there's something with cars, but I mean, yeah, safety car is always one legend on the lead. It's always low, so we know you have to be careful, but so that's quite annoying.
yeah,
But I
well,
mean, yeah, that's it. I mean, the race is done, so
yeah, and then we've got France next week. In my head, I remember you being very fast at France, and it's more, we're getting away from these street circuits. So, are you looking forward to that challenge of France in Tier 2?
we will see what is gonna happen. So don't know.
Yeah, well, just keep the head up. The pace is there, and the win is coming. I can feel it. Just need to, yeah, Baku. Like it's like Monaco for me. It's like one of those throwaway races. Like anything can happen, and usually does. And the luck is a big part of that race for drivers to finish well, as you well know. But I'll let you go, and we'll move on to the next driver. But thanks for joining us in the commentators booth.
No
Appreciate
problem. Thank you,
appreciate
guys.
it.
Yeah.
I think for the last guy, then I think we'll bring in Thor.
I am that. Yes. Hey.
Hello.
He is that man, Thor. Listen, Thor, we're saying at the start of the race, yeah, you kind of jumped in mid quali. You were at the back at the start of the race. I think maybe you got caught up in those incidents in the first few laps, but you made a great
Yeah.
comeback. You've done Tier 4 race. You know what they expect in Baku. It's going to be wacky races, and even if you get a from wing damage on the first lap, it's not over. You can still get back in the game with a few safety cars, and we saw that today. You got back in the race. So just tell us like what happened on the first lap there, where you took some damage, and then how did you recover from that?
Turn 2. I guess there was some ruckus going on. People were fighting for positions and stuff, and I felt I was yeah, I got hit. Yeah, basically. And then
Ericsson?
Tier 3. No, not Ericsson. I guess.
Sure.
Kinda. But then on Tier 3, someone was on my outside. I didn't catch that very good, so I spun. And then went in to change my wing because the wing was gone, and then I just tried to do consistent laps from there on. Just try and keep my car in one piece, and that, it paid off. I didn't have the best pace, but at least I survived.
Yeah, and you got some points, and that's Tier 2 as well. So as a Tier 4 driver, that must have felt pretty good.
Yeah, well, I didn't feel like it was because of my performance. It was mostly because other people had some crashes and spins and stuff. But yeah, it feels good still to get some points.
So are we thinking, we kind of joke Tier 4 is Tier Thor?
Yeah.
Are we thinking Tier 2 is maybe Tier Thor?
Tier 2?
Tier 2.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it goes. You obviously, you show what you can do today. You get points in Tier 2, which is no mean feat. So you were a contender for Driver of the Day as well. Just got beaten by a Desi there. But yeah, it just shows what a fine performance you had today on track, and you can be proud of that one.
Yeah, nice. And I would also like to dedicate my performance to Free Canada hashtag.
Uh-oh. No, not this again.
No politics on stream,
no
bro.
politics, no.
Okay. Sorry.
Free Canada.
No politics.
Race 24. Anyway, Tor, thanks for joining us in the commentary booth. Appreciate it as always, and we'll speak soon.
Yes. Bye.
Bye. I think that's it, Wamsky. I think that's the stream.
Yeah.
About to be wrapped up, so take it away, man.
Next week, France, but we also have Tier 1, which is tomorrow, so make sure to join tomorrow for another live stream where it's going to be interesting. It's been Wamsky here with Ocean Chief, and have a good rest of the evening. Peace out, everyone.
Night.